Hi guys, as you can see I have some of my own flower photos and I'm going to use them as a reference. And if you don't like these, you can look online and find something else. This is just a loose reference and I can't see into my phone because it's higher up this time. I'm trying to keep in frame, so we'll just see how this goes. But I've got a piece of white TRU-RAY paper, and it's construction paper. It's a little bit stiffer than copy paper, but not as stiff as cardstock. So I always start in the middle, and sometimes I just do this in the evening, and I do loose, bigger shapes, and then when I have areas around the edges that I need to fill in, I just make berries or leaves or something like that, and I just try to fill in the majority of the page. So I'm going to do the center and cut it out and put it on my page instead of using this whole page. So I'll show you from the center out how I generally start. So I take one of the flowers and see a rose, which I love roses, and I just start to doodle shapes, and I just look at the relationship to the other petals, and they're not exact. So as you're doing petals, you can wind back in, and sometimes this ends up being like a continuous line drawing. And it doesn't always, it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to have other things around it. So you just keep going. Even if you think you made a mistake, just keep going. And then just do what you like, because this is just a representation. This doesn't, and I find that if you doodle flowers like this, that a lot of times it doesn't matter if you get everything perfect. As you see, I'm just making little squiggles here for another flower shape, because when you get it all done, the overall look of the page looks really pretty nice. And these little flowers are perfect for fillers. And you'll find that, like this shape, this is a shape that I use a lot and I repeat a lot in a lot of different places, even on like little abstract things, because it's easy to do. And just move around and keep making shapes. And if you find this difficult, find you a picture or something. You can collage. You don't have to do what I'm doing. And I take my time. I may speed this up. I don't know for sure. But I find it quite relaxing. To me, this kind of doodling is more relaxing than just mark doodling, just because I love flowers so much. Then I'm going to move over and I'm going to take a different shape from a different picture. I tried doing this in pencil and you couldn't see what I was doing, so I'm doing it over. Then I have a big hydrangea over here. That's what it's called. Linda Lee may be yelling at me from behind the video today again, if that's wrong. So let me know, Linda Lee. Nothing fancy. And also if you have the reason I put the berries on there is because buds and berries make great fill-ins, and so you can just do these odd little shapes, or you can even do circle shapes for fill-ins that work really well and lend to the overall look of it. Now I'm moving on. And these, most of the time, I do not color in, or if I do color in, I just add a little color here and there. And sometimes I even use chalk pastels on them, because the idea for me with these is more the form and not actually the color. But a little color can make them really pretty. As you can see, as I scribble, I have no plan in mind. I do some digital collage, so that's why I take all these pictures, because I can add them to digital collage. Just go back and forth. You can just do a lot of lines and go back and make it into something later if you want. Hope I'm still in frame. This makes me sleepy. Okay. Also, talking to myself is weird. I never can get used to feeling like I'm talking to myself. Okay, so let's do side of one here. there. And you know, I might make that it. And then if I was going to, you could do oil pastels. Here's a chalk pastel. And sometimes if you think you mess it up, just keep going. Because I find there is always that ugly phase that you just think, ugh, I hate this, I'm a terrible artist, I can't do this anymore. But that's not true. Everyone just has to learn on their own. And that's the hardest part. You can watch somebody, but you just got to get in there and do it. And that rose in real life is white, kind of a cream color. That other rose. So you might just add a little bit of color in there. And this is a Richardson pastel. I've also got these new pastels, which are harder, but they really work well. So, let me see here, what else I got? There's a cool color, not true to life, but hey, we're playing. I don't have any olive type greens. I have grass green, but I never have like grass green. But anyway, you get the idea.